Too often, we talk to prospective graduate school applicants who have used a faulty GRE test prep strategy. And while we are always available to talk to you guys one-on-one, I want to make this video to reach out to those of you who have yet to take the GRE, with the hope that once you understand the fundamental groundwork for achieving an optimal GRE score, you'll be able to avoid some common and costly mistakes. The first step is to do a self-diagnostic test. You need to figure out what you already know and what you need to work on. Be sure to take your first self-diagnostic under simulated test conditions. Use official ETS practice questions, turn off your phone, clear a block of time, and time yourself just as you would be timed under actual test circumstances. The second step is to evaluate what you need to work on. If you got most of the questions on the self-diagnostic correct, then you don't need to do much beyond familiarizing yourself with the test. However, if you performed poorly on one or more subjects, you need to first look at whether or not the answer explanations are clear to you. If so, and if you feel comfortable with your ability to structure your own preparation efforts, then self-study is probably a viable option. You next need to look at how many subjects presented struggles. If it was only one or two, then you know where to focus your studies, either by studying on your own or hiring a tutor who can help you bone up. However, if you receive low scores on most subjects and the answer explanations aren't entirely clear, you might want to consider taking a full-blown test prep course. Either way, please don't hesitate to call us at 1-800-809-0800. We're happy to make recommendations to help you. The third step is to create a study plan. Schedule your study time just as you would a job. I'll do 2 hours of math on Monday and 1.5 hours of verbal on Tuesday. Starting well ahead of your test date and sticking to a regular schedule will ensure that you're not feeling like you need to cram days before the exam. Another thing to consider is whether you suffer from test anxiety. Many people have the experience that they perform well on practice tests at home, but never do as well under actual test conditions. Do your palms get sweaty when you're taking a test? Do you have difficulty concentrating and remembering? If so, you may be in the estimated 25% to 30% of test takers who suffer from test anxiety, and we've seen cases of test anxiety that cost the test taker more than 10 points. Again, call us at 1-800-809-0800 and we can help recommend ways to beat this anxiety and help you realize your full test-taking potential. Try to get exercise during your study period. Exercise sharpens your mind and helps shake off the stress and stiffness from long hours of studying. Consider getting some real exercise the day of the exam. There is research that shows highly strenuous exercise the day of a test can actually enhance your learning and memory skills more than less strenuous exercise. So go hard on that early morning jog. It might just help you get a better score. Get enough sleep the night before and be sure you know exactly where your test center is located and allow plenty of time to arrive. Take it easy on the day of the exam and don't try to do any last-minute studying. Anything you try to study at that point is probably stuff you already know anyway. And cramming in last-minute studying is more likely to tire you out and make you more anxious than it is to give you an edge in the test. Finally, don't take the GRE until you feel 100% ready. While taking it 2 or even 3 times may not harm you much, it certainly will not win you any points with the admissions committees. Consider 2 applicants, Applicant A and Applicant B. They are exactly alike in all ways, except Applicant A needs just 1 attempt to score a 165. Whereas Applicant B scored a 155 on his first attempt, 160 on his second attempt, and only reached 165 on his third attempt. Guess which one looks better to the admissions committee? Applicant A. Perhaps he took the test cold and didn't study for it. Or even if he did game the test through smart preparation, it still shows he planned his work and worked his plan. With admissions as competitive as they are in today's economy, you really can't afford any missteps that could land you in a competitively disadvantageous position. So do yourself a favor. Do not take the GRE until you feel like your score is plateaued. And when is that? You'll know that you've plateaued when you're not seeing the benefits of additional study in the form of increased practice scores. Alternatively, if you are one of the lucky few who starts practicing and you find that you are already scoring very high, then by all means, schedule time to take the test and knock it out.
Whether you're planning to apply late or early in the admissions season, or just want to discuss some pre-positioning issues, we're here to help. Call us at 1-800-809-0800 to learn more about how we can ensure you maximize your grad school admissions chances.